Hi everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. This is Jessie here, and today we have a little bit of a hot topic that I want to go over with you guys. So feel free to grab a water, wine, coffee, whatever you need today, and stay tuned. Now, if you've been a long-time follower of mine, first of all, thank you so much. And second of all, you'll realize that a lot of the unboxings that I did in the earlier part of when I started my channel were all retail unboxings. And then I started getting into purchasing things that were pre-loved. And I think for the most part, I'm going to stay down that pre-loved road. And I'm going to get into a few reasons why. Now, I do want to preface this by saying I'm never saying never. I had the most amazing time walking into the Louis Vuitton boutique for the first time and purchasing my first high-end designer bag, which was the Louis Vuitton Speedy B in the size 30 that I still love and cherish. And that will always be a beautiful memory to me, walking into the boutique and having that experience of looking at the bags and trying them on in front of the mirror and trying to, think of what I wanted to walk out with. Maybe in the future there will be another special occasion where I will want to do that. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick to pre-loved. And here's some of my reasons, and please let me know in the comments below if you agree or not. The biggest and best plus to all of this is not the cost savings, because we'll get into that in a minute. But for me, the biggest plus out of buying pre-loved is that in order for me to buy a pre-loved good, whether it's a small leather good or handbag, it has to meet a certain level of criteria, right? So it has to be in the condition that I want, and that's usually like new, excellent. I can do a very good if I take a really close look at the pictures and, I make sure that everything is okay, that there's no major pop stitches or anything like that. But it usually has to fall within one of those three. For the condition. Then the timing has to be right. Then after that, it has to fall within the price bracket that I am willing to pay for that particular item. That takes time, and usually it takes a very long time, or it just doesn't happen at all. That trifecta doesn't get met, which is fine too. But what this time does is that it really allows me to think it through. It doesn't allow me to just do a bunch of impulse buys that in a few months I'll kind of be over and done with it, and then I'll have to resell them for less than what I paid for them. It allows me to really think about it and do some research and come to the conclusion of, does this really fit my lifestyle? I'm a very active mom. Does it fit my wardrobe? Is it going to fit into the clothes that I already have, or do I have to buy new clothes and style a wardrobe around a bag, which I've done before? So it kind of gives me that time. And what I've realized is that 95% of the time, I don't want the bag anymore after a few months, or I don't want the good that I'm going to buy after a few months. That kind of rush to get this fades away. And the other 5% of items that I'm still really honing in on, that I'm really focused on, that I've made the decision after a period of time that yes, I'm going to buy this, it goes on a wish list. And I'm in no hurry because I'm willing to wait for what I really want. And that's what I've learned about waiting for things to pop up. Another great thing about this window of time that you have is that sometimes another designer will come up with something that's better. So maybe it's something that you originally wanted, and Coach will come around, or Dooney and Burke will come around, and they'll do a color that you really wanted and it has a similar style. Something like that. That's kind of what I've experienced in waiting for things, and it's really helped me avoid a lot of impulse buying. Second thing is the savings in cost that you get. My husband and I, we work really hard, and we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So you can just imagine after all the bills are paid, and after my kids get all the supplies that they need, I'm talking school supplies, I'm talking clothes, they're constantly growing, so you're having to cycle out their wardrobe all the time. Same thing with shoes, they're constantly growing, so you need to change out their shoes. And that includes, a day at Chuck E. Cheese, a family trip for a week, a day at the zoo. All these things cost money. So after all of that is done, what we have left over is for my husband and I to enjoy or to put into a savings. So I really need to get the most bang for my buck. Unless I wake up tomorrow and I'm a millionaire, or I have billions of dollars in the bank, That's the reality of my situation, and that's okay because I can still get what I want for the price that I'm willing to pay for it. Another great thing about buying these high-end designer goods at a savings that if you need to turn around and sell it at any point in the future, you can get a really good chunk of your money back. Unless you're reselling a Birkin or a Kelly or a Chanel classic flap or something that is limited edition Louis Vuitton or any other designer, you're probably not going to get 100% of what you paid for it. You might get, at least in my experience, maybe 60, 70, 75% of what you paid for it. But if you buy it pre-loved and you buy it at a discount, you're pretty much turning that into like a 90% return of what you paid for it. And the other 5 or 10%, you can allocate that to your cost per wear. So in some ways, yes, you really are able to break even. And that leads me right into my next topic, which is quality issues. I follow several influencers on Instagram, and I also follow a lot of people within the luxury community here on YouTube. And I will tell you, there are 2 particular brands that have the most quality issues again and again and again. I'll see some other brands like, let's say Dior or something like that. Things happen. These bags are not indestructible. The ones that I see the constant problems and quality issues with is Chanel being the first and Louis Vuitton being the second. With Chanel, I've seen pictures of people's classic flaps with the CC hardware, the turn lock closure completely fall off the bag. I have seen straps and chains break. I've seen a lot of Louis Vuitton strap defects, glazing defects, and this is kind of all crazy to me that you spend so many thousands of dollars on a luxury item, you go into the boutique, you had the experience, you're so happy, and then it breaks or it falls apart on you. Thankfully, that's never happened to me, but I know that I would be devastated if it did. The hardware on Chanel's flat bags used to be 24 karat gold. And then in 2008, Karl Lagerfeld came in and modernized the brand and then turned it into a gold colored metal. So, if you look back, you'll see that the handbags that are vintage, that are still in great condition, is because they are of impeccable quality. And personally, if I'm going to invest thousands of dollars, I want it to be able to stand the test of time so that it can go down to a grandchild, a niece, or a daughter-in-law, or whoever wants it. So allegedly, Louis Vuitton has pulled the Neverfull off of the shelves and off of the website. You have to get on a waiting list to purchase it. And that to me is just so crazy for me to wrap my head around. Personally, I think that the Neverfull is Louis Vuitton's entry-level bag. It's the bag that everyone goes in there to buy. I went in there to buy the Neverfull and I walked out with a Speedy B. Anyways, I think that that's the bag that kind of entices everybody to go purchase it. Now they feel, like they're part of this club and they want more. They want to go back to the boutique. They want to see what else they can get. So the fact that they are allegedly pulling this off of the shelves and making people get on a wait list is just crazy to me. You also have Chanel that's allegedly putting quotas on how many bags you can buy within a certain time frame. And that's another reason why I enjoy buying pre-loved, because I get to spend my money on what I want when I want to spend it. Last but not least, I want to mention the amazing experience that I have had purchasing pre-loved items. Let me knock on wood. I still get the dopamine rush when it comes in the mail. I still track it every few hours on USPS or wherever it's coming from. On my phone, and I still love it and wear it with just as much pride and confidence. I think that it's amazing that we get to give these items a second life and a second chance. It's a little bit better for the environment too. Here is the beautiful Louis Vuitton Alma BB in Blue Nuage. I unboxed this on my channel. You can find the video if you search for it here. It's still in impeccable condition, and I took this with me on spring break to Miami for an entire week. This was the only bag that I carried during that entire trip, and it still looks phenomenal. This Coach pouch that I purchased off of Poshmark, this is a Lunar Year, kind of like a limited edition item, and it is 2019, the year of the pig. Again, I've worn this several times already for weeks at a time. This is kind of like what I use as my catch-all or my cosmetic pouch, and look at that. It has a little piece of lint in there, but look at that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. The zipper still feels amazing, still beautiful. It even still smells like leather. Next up is 1/3 of the Louis Vuitton Kirigami set. This is the smallest one. And I just wanted a cute little card holder that can hold change because this was a little bit too small to contain my wallet and everything. But again, beautiful condition, like new, and it does the job. And then this was another SLG that I purchased, pre-loved. This is from Gucci, but guys, it came with the box. It came with the dust bag. Like, it even came with the little inserts that it has in there. It also has the paperwork and the little tag. I mean, the glazing is impeccable on this. Still smells great. It's a complete set, and I bought this at more than 50% off. And last but not least is my Gucci Ophidia GG tote. She's stuffed right now because I'm not using her at the moment, but again, beautiful handbag, brand new condition, still smells great, no spots inside, perfectly impeccable. I unboxed this on another video of mine as well, and I got this for more than 50% off, and it's authentic. I had it authenticated twice, so great purchase. Please let me know, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Are you a boutique person that you love to go in every time and kind of have that experience? Or are you just kind of an add to cart, get it in the mail? And if you buy pre-loved like I've been lately, what's been your experience lately? Please let me know. I would love to chat with you guys about this. I hope you have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.